It's 2 weeks into March. We have 2 weeks left into the first quarter.
The numbers can make you, or the numbers can break you.
Are we relentlessly redundant, or is it because we just need reminders because this is how important it is? So here we go.
Welcome to Biz Glitch number 77. It's St. Patrick's Day. One of us is really Irish and one of us is not.
One of us is dressed in green to represent St. Patrick's Day, whereas you are the Irishman.
I got green on. Speaking of Irish, so my dad was Scottish, my mother is Irish, and I was born in London, England originally. Came here on a boat. And when I was growing up in Queens, the kids in the schoolyard, the boys in the schoolyard, would often be talking about baseball statistics or hockey statistics or football statistics, depending on what season it was. I was completely clueless because my dad was Scottish. He knew soccer. He didn't know any of these games. Looking back, I realized what my pals in the schoolyard were talking about was metrics. That's the only word I've got to describe 77. Where are we going with this?
Do you base your decisions on that gut feeling, or do you base it on the review and analysis of the metrics or stats, depending on,
Or both.
Or both. One of the reasons why we included this glitch is because there are some businesses that, like ours, that have gone through highs and lows. And when there's a business that has to go through that, whether it's a cycle or a season or whatever, it's even more paramount that there is data to support decisions versus the gut feeling.
Yeah.
Now, I think,
I agree.
Again, the human condition, there's a couple of things that are going on here. And I know that when there's a gut feeling, it is based on experience. So I'm not taking that away. But the other side of it, too, is really kind of looking at, am I just putting off doing something I should do?
You mean procrastination?
Yes. Is it because it's overwhelming? It's an overwhelming task. It's a very in-depth task.
Or it's a boring task.
It's a boring task, and it takes a lot of time. So
yeah.
Instead, let's just kind of feel our way through this, And that's a caution because it's easier to feel your way through if you have the experience and you can trust the gut, and that's all well and good, but
Ain't nothing like numbers. Ain't nothing
numbers
like
don't lie.
The man who was my mentor nearly 40 years ago when I was a young manager in retail, a lovely man named Dave Panoff.
I thought he said the numbers can work for you or the numbers could work against you.
We sat down at lunch one day, and he said, the numbers can work for you, Trevor, or the numbers can work against you.
Which kind of then has a gray area of what I just said, which is the numbers don't lie. The numbers can be manipulated, but if you're not even looking at the numbers, then you have no idea if they are supporting your gut feeling or not supporting your gut feeling.
That experience I had in retail was at a retail chain in the New York area called Crazy Eddie, rather famous electronics chain. To this day, people still remember the commercials. Crazy Eddie's prices are insane. A big part of how the sales team operated was metrics, but also instincts, also gut feelings. And each one would feed off the other. There's something to be said about both of those elements being important in the chemical reaction of you understanding how you got through today, how you're going to plan for tomorrow, and how you got here.
This is a good point. If there's a team involved that you can brainstorm with, because then there's checks and balances. If you have that person who has experience and goes on gut, but then you have the person who might be a little bit more analytical, then you can feed off each other, like you said. But if you're a solopreneur and it's just you, there needs to be some guardrails and gateways, if you will, to ensuring that you're double checking the gut feeling against the numbers and vice versa.
This concept of instincts, especially for the solopreneur, the independent contractor, sole proprietors out there. We discussed this in some future glitches, so we're hoping that you're going to tune in for BizGlitch 366 project all year long. Going back to the instincts, what we're going to talk about in the future is that instincts come from experience. Another word for instincts that come from experience is wisdom.
I love that word.
And as a wise woman once said to me, Trevor, what's the goal of today's glitch?
We did a recent glitch on reporting, and this is another goal that supports the consistent practice of setting up scheduled times to review the metrics. So This is March 17th. It's mid-month. There are a couple things that usually could happen when business owners don't review their numbers or their books with whomever or themselves are managing. Set up the monthly metrics meeting. And there it is, an alliteration. So how easy is that? Here are a few considerations on what metrics you could be looking at that could aid in this goal and actionable item.
And the nominees are?
Pricing, spending, marketing budget, hiring and payroll, inventory, and product creation, i.e. investment in your products and services, which supports yesterday's glitch on are you feeling confident with selling your product? And the actionable item is if you are not one that is really good at being accountable to yourself to do these meetings.
Oh, yeah, this is a good part.
Then you want to set up an appointment to talk with the person that handles your bookkeeping, whomever that might be. And with that, 77 is in the can.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, and we'll see you tomorrow, won't we? March 18th with Biz Glitch number 78. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you then.
It's St. Patrick's Day, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
look at you. Okay.
I kind of planned ahead.
And let's hope that it's as exciting as corned beef and cabbage.
As this green sweater. I love this sweater. It's very comfortable. Anyway, okay.